Welcome to another episode of the Up Your Confidence podcast. I'm your host, Lisette Zounon, and I'm excited for another episode of the podcast. We are starting a new series that I'm very excited about called What Rob Your Confidence series. In this series, I think I previewed last episode where I was talking about things that as I'm writing my book on Up Your Confidence, I'm dedicating clearly a chapter on what really rob women of the confidence, because it's like confidence is there, something that we build all the time. But let's talk about a little bit what rob our confidence and what has robbed my confidence throughout my journey, my confidence journey. So today, as we celebrate this month of February, we are delving in a topic, a crucial topic called the lack of self love and its profound effect on women confidence. This is what I've observed. I've observed countless situations where women struggle with self love and self respect. It's evident in their behavior, in our behavior and attitude, that it's time to shine a light on this important issue. So let me walk you through some common symptoms of women showing lack of self-love. And you can tell me when you listen if you agree or not. They, we're talking about women here, are consistently seeking validation from others, both when they're young, which can be acceptable, or also in their adulthood. They yearn for relationship, often feeling incomplete without a partner. You know the kind of people when you see them, you like, why is she always in a relationship? And the relationship is never working, but they keep trying. They never try to retrospect to understand what's happening, why things are not working for me, but they're always jumping from one relationship to another. They idealize romantic relationship and love story, dreaming of their own fairy tale ending. This is one of my favorite one, and I sadly or joyfully never experienced that. As a young girl, I not one that I really love that much love story. I probably watched a couple of them when I was growing up, but it's never been something that I dwell on because I think those love story really, you know, create a fairy tale in woman mind because I always discuss like why little boy never never have romantic relationship or fantasize about um wedding planning. So another one is wedding planning and future relationship scenario occupy their thought. You've met young lady that talk about when I get married, I want to get married in Italy, I want to get married on a golf course. That's me. I never. We can talk about my love story too, which is we are on the podcast about love, right? But these are things, you've met some young lady in their 12, in their 15, in their 20, like they don't even have a boyfriend and they're already thinking about, what their wedding plan is gonna be looking like. I'm always like, don't plan a wedding if nobody asks you to marry you. Period. That's my thought. But I'm different. So number five, because we got 10 of them, if you're keeping track, they engage in gossip about other women relationship, focusing on external validation. That one is just messy, if we want to call it. They're always talking about so and so love so and so, how so and so is not in love. Like they're preoccupied by how other people's relationship are going and the validation that people are getting from that relationship. So that tells you, that's a lack of self-love. The attention, number six, is constantly direct to other relationship rather than their own. Oh my God. So they literally always focusing about, even when they're in a relationship, instead of, because everything is energy, instead of using their own energy into their relationship, no, but they're focusing on talking about other people's relationship, how that's going, how that's not going well. And that's a lack of self-love. It's a symptom of self-love. Number seven, they prioritize being in a relationship above else. Those are the people that will abandon their job because they are in a new relationship. They will abandon their school because they're in a new relationship. Like they don't have self-respect for what they got going on. But love above all is really their goal. And these are things that, you can do when you're still young, in your teenager, but we have adults still doing those, we still have adults that are experimenting those, experiencing those. So that clearly tell you that there's a lack of self-love going on. They jump from one relationship to another in search of fulfillment. Oh my God, Jennifer Lopez. I didn't say that. I love Jennifer Lopez, but you've known people like that. You like, is this girl ever single? Does this girl ever catch a break? And you can say, oh, Lisa, you stereotyping. How about men too? This podcast is not about men. This podcast is about women and self-love. And men also have their problem, and I hope they can have somebody tell them. But I'm telling you, women that jump from one relationship to another in the search of fulfillment have a lack of self-love, clearly. They often, number nine, they often blame others for the shortcoming in their relationship. Like they never take responsibility or accountability into what's happening in the relationship. They're always blaming the partner or blaming the girl that took the boyfriend from them or blaming the mama or blaming the brothers or blaming the boyfriend mom. They're always blaming somebody, for why the relationship didn't work because they idealize so much being in a relationship. And because they're not doing a self-assessment to understand why the relationship didn't go well, they jump into another relationship. So, and then number 10, they tend to overextend themselves in relationship, neglecting their own need. So that is like the last. That's like when they actually now in a relationship, they're like, oh, I'm all about what you want to do. Like when you ask them, what is your plan this weekend? I don't like, as soon as they're in a relationship, it's like they don't have a life. It's like they don't know their own worth. They don't have a value. They're just clinging and hanging on to whatever the other partner is offering them. And that's really a lack of self-love. That's really a lack of self-love that is manifesting in those kind of situations. So women who lack self-love often struggle with self-confidence, obviously, because you gotta love yourself so you can be confident in your own ability. The consistency seek validation from external sources, failing to recognize their own worth and value, right? And you will say, okay, Lisette, are we talking about adult or are we talking about youth? We are talking about everybody in this podcast because love is something that you share, right? Love is a relationship that we share with one another. So it's not boyfriend, girlfriend, it's every kind of love relationship we're talking about. So let's dive into understanding love language because I've realized that love language can be pivotal in addressing this issue. Knowing your love language is quite important actually, in actually how you navigate, because knowing your love language is a communication skills. And we know when two people are together, it's all how you communicate. So for the love vibration to go between one partner and another, between two people, you got to communicate via your love language. So what are the love language that we know of, according to the love expert out there, right? We have affirmation, we have gift, we have act of service, and we have quality time, you know? And really, love language are how individuals express and receive love. It's really how you communicate about your love. By understanding and speaking each other love language, we can strengthen relationship and foster self-love. So, for instance, if your love language is word of affirmation, what does that mean? that means that those are the people that strive on verbal expression of love and appreciation. These are the people that you will see write a poem, write a book, write a, no, a book, okay, write a poem, write a, some really written form, and those are the people that like to give you a card and write some nice message, which I particularly love on your card. They're really affirming how they love you. They want to express their love in written. Those are like people that I like to use word of affirmation. And gift. Gift are really how other feel love when they receive thoughtful gift. My love language is definitely gift. I love, 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 love receiving gift. It doesn't matter what it is. I just love when somebody give me something. I feel like it's so thoughtful that they actually, because it's very difficult to actually find gift for people, real thoughtful gift. So I love the receiving gift, and I think it's a really an amazing thing to give a gift to other. Act of service is also another one of my love language that I love. Some people value action that demonstrate care and support. Is really giving service to other, is really about that love language. So I love act of service because I like people to wash my car, do some kind of service for me, run a grocery for me, clean my room, do my laundry, whatever you feel like I need to do, because I'm in such a busy and really have a hectic lifestyle. So if somebody can take the load off of me, however way, I love it. I really appreciate that. And then the last love language is quality time. These are for people that like to spend quality time together. These are people that will say, come to my house or come together. Let's go to a movie. Let's have dinner together. Let's cuddle in the couch and watch a movie, Netflix and chill kind of people. Those are people that like to spend quality time together. So they can just sit next to each other and they feel like they are showing the love and appreciation. Not me, but quality time. I happen to have a partner that love quality time. So I carve time to spend quality time with him so that, his love language can be validated as well. But by understanding our own love language and that of our loved one, we can communicate love more effectively. This is not only fill our own love cup, but also boost our self-love and confidence. Because if you are in love relationship or you're trying to show love to somebody, it's really important to communicate via the love language. So as a parent, right? I prioritize learning each of my children love language to nurture the self-love from a young age, because research has shown that the lack of self-love begin at a young age. We have a lot of adults right now that are going through trauma and lack of love because they did not receive the proper love when they were at a young age. The parent or the family or whoever was the guardian was not able to fill their love cup. So then they missing on the love boat pretty much, and they don't have a self-love for themselves. So I as a parent has prioritized. So I know my kids love language as much as possible, and I try to communicate, because what happened is we try to communicate via our own love language. So for instance, my two love language are gift and act of service. So for me, I feel like if I can just buy you a lovely gift is how I'm showing my love. But my husband act, love language is quality time. So if I'm not able to, instead of me going in town and looking for an amazing, lovely gift, maybe I just need to spend quality time with him and that fill his love cup. But for me, I rather you go in town and look and look and look and look to find me that amazing little piece of gem gift that fill my cup. So you gotta understand your partner love language and try to communicate that way. So understanding your partner language allow you to express love and appreciation in the way that resonate with him or with her in a relationship case. So pay attention to that. Practicing self-love involves really understanding and fulfilling your own love language, right? So the same thing that you do for others, you gotta also do it for yourself. So me, for instance, right, since I know gift and act of service is my love language, that's how I feel love. I buy myself gift for milestone. Let's say I work on a project and I do very, very well. I buy myself a gift automatically because I'm trying to show myself appreciation and love for doing an amazing job. So you need to learn to fill your own love cup using your own love language. That's very a game changer, because what happened is all the 10 symptoms that I declare at the beginning of the podcast, if you go back to them, you can trace exactly why you lack self-love, and you can begin to cure your own lack of self-love, whether it's through giving ourselves gifts, spending quality time alone, or engaging in act of self-care and self-love is essential for building confidence and resilience. And that's what we always be talking about on this podcast, is bringing you different tools, technique, habit, practice, methodology, and expert knowledge, research-based improving result on how you can build your confidence and resiliency, And I really think, since we are in the love season, I really encourage you to take the time to discover your love language, and that of your loved one, people that are really important in your life. Take some time, observe them, or even make them take the love language test and see, and have a discussion with them, so you going forward know their love language. And that way you can express love to them through their love language. By speaking their love language, you can strengthen your relationship, boost your own confidence, and create a more loving world. And for me, one of the things that I mentioned and I love to talk about is relationship are like a bank account. What you put in is what you get. So relationship, you have to continuously communicate. You have to continuously engage. You have to continuously stay engaged. That way you can be able to show your love and appreciate your loved one. As the Bible says, love one another. It's like a golden rule, but it's also crucial to love yourself. That way it's easier to love others. You've heard of people that are in relationship and somebody's going to say, he doesn't know how to love me. But how can somebody love you if they don't love themselves? Right? If How can somebody love you if they don't love themselves yet? So learn to observe how people love themselves. I'll give you a story that I probably share already on this podcast. I love gift. I love buying myself flower. And a couple of years ago, I went through a very uh, traumatic car accident with my daughter, which my life flashed in front of me. And after that accident, I told myself that I need to show myself love every day. I told myself that I need to, going forward, find a way to show myself self-love, And what I decide to do from that day on, because I realized that if you pass away, what's going to happen? Everybody's gonna buy flour. They're gonna put flour on your tombstone and everything. And you probably be like, Lisette, why are you giving us again another sad story in the love? But stay with me. It's always my best principle in life from Dale Carnegie is begin with the end in mind, right? So for me, I was like, if everybody's gonna come to my funeral to put some flour on my bed, which I love, I will be happy. Why can I not give myself flour today? And that was just an aha moment from me. And from that day, every time I go grocery shopping, and I used to go grocery shopping in Whole Food, not advertising for them. Every time I go grocery shopping, which is every week or every 2 weeks or once a month, whenever, if I can buy myself a a milk or juice or egg, I'll buy myself a flower because I'm just appreciating myself. And that became literally a habit and a ritual. But then what that did was, because when I'll buy my flower and bring it, everybody in my family will be like, what are you doing? You buying yourself flower? Yes. And then it improved over the years. Like over the years, I'll make a beautiful bouquet. I'll just create different bouquet for myself for different occasion. Like husband used to be like, what's the occasion? Kids be like, what's the occasion? Nope, the occasion is just because I want to love myself. I want to show myself self-love. It's like giving myself that hug that I need. But what was the result of that? My family member realized that I love flower. And it became a thing. Everybody realized that if you want to make me happy, give me flower. I also remember when I had my son and we did a sip and see, and I put on the gift that, you can bring me flower. And everybody that was coming brought me a gift to a point where I could have a garden of flower. And I love it because I expressed to the world that flower was something that I love, a gift. And I was giving that to myself because one thing is you can't say, okay, my love is quality time, but like my love language is quality time, but you never sit quiet and spend time alone because that's how you fill your love cup. So what you expect other people to give you, you also need to give that to yourself. And as you giving that to yourself, other people will take you. Your family member will take you, your partner will take you, and they will reciprocate the same love back to you. And this is the same in every situation. If you want, and I teach leadership, I teach agile leadership, it starts with self-awareness, right? So when we talk about self-awareness, is you gotta self-awareness, you gotta behave, self-awareness and also modeling. So you gotta behave the way you want the team to behave. So if you want the team to be at a meeting on time every day at 10 a.m., you can't just say, oh, guys, you need to be here at 10 a.m. and you are not there. You need to be there at 10 a.m. You can't say we need the meeting to end on time. I'm all about time management, right? I'm all about time management. I want you guys to end the meeting on time, start the meeting on time. But your meeting never start on time and your meeting never end on time. So how are you going to be showing, modeling the way if you don't even have the self-awareness to do it yourself? So that is the same thing. Anything that starts with self, you got to start yourself. So if you want to get more love, you need to learn to love yourself. You can't just say, oh, these people never let me love myself. They never love me. They don't show me love. My kids never let me. I was notorious and my kids know it so much because I share with them that every Sunday, mommy need a huge nap because mommy need a nap so that after Sunday, she can cook dinner for the whole family for the entire week, right? To a point where my son, a 3-year-old, knew that mommy take a nap on Sunday afternoon because that was my quiet time. That was my me time on Sunday. To a point where all my friends knew, like, if you call me on Sunday between 2 and 6, most likely I'm not gonna pick up the phone because I create boundary and self-love. That's my moment where I'm loving myself and I'm taking a rest. And because you set that boundary and you start doing it for yourself, guess what? Other people will respect the boundary. So if you want other people to give you love, you need to also show yourself love. Thank you for joining me on this journey of self-discovery and definitely empowerment. Tune in next time for more insight on what rob your confidence because we are on this series and we are going to unlock a lot of information about things that really rob your confidence. If you have any topic that you feel like rob your personal confidence, share it with me because I am not the guardian of information. I'm sharing my insight, on what rob your confidence and what has robbed my confidence in the past and how to reclaim it. Thank you. Until then, remember to love yourself fiercely and authentically. Bye.